Today I'm meeting up with my friend Ryan, and we are going to hike up Ramsey Canyon and look for the Hamburg mine. There are actually lots of Hamburg mines. Henry Hamburg, he had about 20 claims in the area.
Not even a quarter mile hang left.
I'm pretty sure we can find the Hamburg mine. Today, visitors from all over the world visit the Nature Conservancy's Ramsey Canyon Preserve for its beautiful and quiet nature. But 140 years ago, this canyon was very much the opposite. It was filled with, as the tombstone epitaph wrote at the time, characters who had trouble keeping the peace. Ramsey Canyon is named after Gardner Ramsey, who arrived in this area in the 1870s. He built a 2.5-mile-long road from where the preserve's visitor center is now into the upper reaches of the canyon. He made his living by collecting tolls from wagons that needed access to the 20 or so mines in this canyon and to the small mining camp of Hamburg. The mining road ended here, right at this junction. The mines were mostly developed by a promoter named Henry Hamburg. The Hamburg mining camp existed near what's now the junction of the Hamburg and Pat Scott trails at the end of that toll road, probably here in this flat area. Getting back to the start of this hike, at the mouth of the canyon where the visitor center is now, there were homes, a post office, and even a dance hall. Ryan and I are headed up along the old toll road that's now the Hamburg Trail.
Depending on where this mine is,
yes.
But that's right off of Hamburg, you can see. And that's the junction of Pat Scott.
Enter through the visitor center, pay the entry fee, and you're on your way. This wide path was once part of the road that Gardner Ramsey built. This sign is where you leave the private nature preserve and enter the Miller Peak Wilderness area. From here, it's a quarter mile to an overlook. This is the overlook. Once you get past the overlook and start going downhill, you'll notice that the trail really widens again. This is more evidence of the road that Gardner Ramsey built. Oh, there's a nice amount of water down there. After the overlook, we continued up the Hamburg Trail, catching sight of various mining items along the way. I've heard a couple of different versions about why all this broken glass is here. One story is that there was an old saloon here, and another version is that a wagon overturned here. Which is true? I don't know. Either way, it's all over 50 years old, and nothing is to be taken. Eventually, about 1.5 miles past the overlook, we ended up at a prominent mine tailing site. It's almost impossible to miss. And some sites mark it as the Hamburg mine.
Doesn't look like one, right? We're right here. And there's old trail, looks like this way.
Clearly, the mine was somewhere up above these tailings. but we decided not to scramble straight up the side of the mountain in search of it and headed back to the Hamburg Trail. A few hundred yards farther up the trail is the Pat Scott Trail Junction. The mining road ended here, right at this junction. But we didn't hike up Pat Scott Trail today. This is Pat Scott Canyon. There are some very interesting old mining artifacts up there. Instead of Pat Scott Trail, we headed back to Comfort Spring Trail, to the ore processing site that's mentioned in Leonard Taylor's Trails of the Huachucas Trail Guide. An interesting side trip is to go up this trail just over 200 yards and turn right and follow a faint wagon road about a quarter mile up a side canyon to the ruins of a steam boiler. I mentioned earlier that there were about 20 mines in this area, and some of them are farther up this canyon. I've been on several scrambles up here with various hiking friends, but the terrain is steep and somewhat treacherous, and it wasn't on our agenda for today. Okay, you can shake your tail. And then it was back down Hamburg Trail to the preserve. I had a chance to say hi to the preserve's most handsome volunteer. Okay, see ya. Oh my goodness, Mr. Flynn. I really hope you like this hike. All in all, it's 6 miles with 2,000 feet of elevation gain in one of the most beautiful and historic canyons in southern Arizona. If you're looking for other hikes like this, click one of the links at the end of this video, and I think you'll find one that suits you. And I'll see you on the next hike.
We believe this is a place they stored dynamite.
It looks like this goes through the bottom of that tailings field.
You guys stand still for a minute. I'll get a picture.
I'm not going to go over there.
I'm not either.
I'm not